This is a story of all these images you're about to see, all these beautiful people.
I've been saying for weeks that coronavirus is a pandemic. There are now more
All these images you're about to see, all these beautiful people, the nature, the colors, all this is part of a dream come true. My dream. This is a story of how one trip became many. How a journey around the world that became bigger than me led me to an amazing group of people to build a project that would help others find their best life. We believe everybody, no matter who they are or where they are from, should be able to travel or learn from the world's diversity. But before we could help anyone find their best life, we needed to find ours.
Yes. 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 Yes, what? You're most likely thinking. Yes to you. Yes to you being happy. Yes to you taking the time to actually think and be aware. Be honest. When was the last time you stopped to think about your own life? But really stopping and really thinking. I'm glad I asked you this question because now you'll be thinking about it and eventually answer yourself. Is this the life I want? If not, am I working for the life I want? Or is this the life I have and you have because we didn't really think much about it? Are we maybe just letting it happen to us? Have you seen how people live on the other side of the world? Have you ever wanted to go there and find out? Have you ever wished for it? Don't wish. Instead, tell your brain, yes. That's what they did. They stopped wishing and decided to do it. For them and for us. Okay, now let's stop and think. Let's imagine you were given the opportunity to travel for 6 months. Let's say, put your current life on hold. How would that be? Can you picture it? Well, this is that story. This train is out, and it is already starting to touch lives. Some are about to be changed forever. Wanna come along?
I was born near the sea, so every time I got the chance, I would just run back to the sea and my grandfather was a pilot, so my father started traveling since a young age, and so they always took me traveling with them.
The first trip that had really impact on me was like a trip to Thailand. Then you just feel this heat and humid air. This is the experience of arriving on the other side of the world.
I kind of felt the need to share the stories that I was living with my friends in other ways than just words.
And after the business graduation, Guilherme told me, oh, I don't want to go and work with a Thai. I want to do what I like.
So I had this idea of turning my passion, my hobby at the time, into a profession.
O Guilherme, eu acho que é o meu amigo que menos medo do risco tem.
That's when I founded The Flying Man. It was an agency. At that time, it was just me.
He was working all day long in this little room at home, launching his project.
Then it started to grow and grow and grow. We were getting a lot of big clients, hiring a lot of team.
Eu me vi num curto espaço de tempo trabalhando com as melhores marcas de Portugal e você olha pra frente, só tinha mais coisas boas e melhores por vir.
Back then I was like working in a big corporation, hating every single day.
Coitadinho, tão triste que ele ia de manhã.
Gostou-lhe um pouco a questão da Nestlé ou a questão da vida de uma empresa, de uma multinacional.
And I found out that I really wanted to pursue and invest in digital marketing.
O Afonso estava um bocado desiludido na Nestlé, então estava na sua área, deu um passo atrás para uma área completamente nova para ele.
Acima de tudo, quando começámos a viver juntos, partilhávamos as nossas experiências.
After an interview, I got home, I shared with Guilherme, and he was like, yeah, go ahead. It's your dream, it's what you want to pursue. Like, if you have to do it for 6 months, do it.
E como estávamos sempre juntos ao jantar e surgiam ideias de projetos profissionais e acabávamos por tentar criar aqui algumas ligações.
We didn't know what, we didn't know when. We kind of had that long-term plan. It seemed like, no, it would be really cool to do something together. It's funny because I remember the exact day when Afonso called me telling me about this idea. He said, I know what we are going to do together. And I was in Baleal.
And he hung up the phone.
I was kind of digesting, I didn't quite realize.
And called me like 10 minutes later, completely excited, like, yeah man, this is it, this is the path to go, man. How come we didn't thought about it before, you know? Like, let's do it.
Eu lembro perfeitamente, a primeira vez que ele tentou explicar a ideia, ele até disse, pá, temos de nos sentar, nós estávamos em Peniche a surfar, à espera das ondas, e o Gui disse, pá, eu tenho um projeto, tenho de contar, mas é um bocado complicado, porque é um produto digital.
And he was telling me about this idea he had, and it was about organizing a human trip with a human way of traveling.
The idea was simple in the beginning, was the life-changing program. A 6-month trip based on my past experience, the humanized experience, for 7 people around 10 countries.
That was the initial idea, but eventually it would lead us into something much, much bigger.
O facto de viverem juntos e de começarem a falar mais e a ver aqui noitadas e tinha que ser na área de viagens.
A nossa vida é uma viagem, não é? No fundo é a continuação do que ele pensa do que é a vida.
We didn't know at the time like what would have come, but we had that feeling that this is going to be huge.
I'm not a person that gets excited before the time. I immediately saw the potential.
I kept the agency rolling so we could have more time to focus, more time and resources to focus at Your Best Life, and Filipe was a strong pillar at the time.
Nós conversamos e chegamos a um consenso de que nós aceitaríamos alguns projetos até para manter os clientes grandes que a gente tinha conquistado, e esses projetos nos dariam fôlego e tranquilidade para continuar trabalhando e desenvolvendo melhor a ideia.
And for me that's what money gives you. It gives you time to invest and do what you love.
Por mais que você queira ser cauteloso, você tem que tomar uma decisão. Ou você arrisca junto, ou você vai ficar ao lado vendo a coisa acontecer.
We started getting into more the numbers, and at first it seemed like a perfect idea.
But from a good idea to a good business success, you have a long way.
Then you start counting the money that you have on your bank account.
We didn't have money to invest to minimize the risk. We set out to find a technology partner.
Ele ligou-me, eu estava no carro, passo muito tempo no carro. Ele estava-me a dizer, António, temos aqui um projeto que é super inovador. Eu acho que tu vais adorar.
I thought, yeah, this is the guy to sell the project.
Eu achei que aquilo tinha um enorme potencial. Esta ideia de poder usar as viagens para poder transformar o mundo, não foi muito difícil convencer-me.
When Antonio believed in us, it was like our first victory.
Afonso would apply digital marketing and we would travel all around the world. What else could he ask for? We started designing the first mock-ups of the website.
And we went to the streets with these mock-ups to show people and ask for their feedback.
And they wouldn't get anything. They would say, really? But this is too expensive. And say, no, but it's all expenses covered. So back home, iterating, redesigning the website again.
And asking for more feedback, more no's, more yeses, and...
Eles dormem a pensar nisto, acordam a pensar nisto e à noite estão constantemente a trocar ideias e de manhã continua a conversa.
It's funny because when you have such an idea, you have the ambition, you know your goals and you know where you're heading to. But then it's the time to hire people and convince them to join the team and convince them to share your passion and share the dream.
Life can change very fast. I didn't plan it at all. At that time, I was actually happy where I was.
You think like, what if something goes wrong?
And I called my dad and I called my mom after the interview and after everything. They both told me, wow, that's you. Like, it's impressive. There is a project that was made for you to work there.
I was able to give this opportunity to a really good friend of mine.
O projeto tinha acabado de arrancar à série e surgiu também esta oportunidade e eu, como é óbvio, que tive que abraçar.
E ele, não, vem experimentar. Eu, tipo, mas eu não sei. Ele disse, nós ensinamos-te. Eu tipo, ok, vou arriscar.
So getting out of that comfort zone and accepting this new challenge, for me, I think first of all, it was what I was looking for.
I had to say yes.
At the time we were speaking with Sony Portugal and we eventually closed the first partnership. It was everything we needed to go forward.
Os primeiros resultados foram impressionantes, não estávamos à espera que tivesse tanta força logo no início.
I just launched the campaigns before going to sleep. And when I got up on the next morning, the results were amazing.
I remember the first YouTube live that we did. Everybody started talking to each other in a really meaningful way. I think it was then that we started realizing that it was something much bigger than just a trip. It was a community was being born.
Guys, this is working. All the effort that we have put so far is going to work. This is going to blow. So we are in a good track.
O Afonso estava todo feliz e tá vendo como isso é bom, você tinha razão, isso e aquilo. Na semana seguinte começa a magia da internet.
I was actually very close with the scam part when everyone was attacking us that we were scam and people were doubting us because I was in the customer support coordinating that area at the time. So it was very time consuming and soul consuming more. It was affecting me a lot.
Chegar a casa depois de dia de trabalho e ver aqueles comentários negativos.
I was very frustrated because I knew deep down that this was not a scam and it was very hard to communicate it to those people so that they could trust us.
Every partner that we would communicate or put on the website would receive tons of messages asking, is your best life true? Why are you partnering with them? And then one thing led to another and we reached the headquarters of Sony in Japan. They asked us to remove the logo, so it was kind of a snowball effect.
Stop the campaigns, stop everything. We have to build a customer support team to be around there. There were like even people outside of Portugal coming here, knocking on our doors.
So hello, welcome. Where you come from?
Hungary.
And why did you come here?
Just ask a few questions and see you in real. Because still the digital life is.
It would be like this awkward moment of them like looking. Is this for real? Is this true? Alexander.
It's real. It's for real.
Came to visit all the team. There was this 1 week. We call it the Black Week. It was an NGO that dropped us out, another partner. The PR was not getting the results, the campaigns were not getting results. So we thought of Brazil, that was a potential market and very promising one.
This was like the only move we thought we could make at that point.
So we got all the savings that we had, and we said we're going there and we're going to close a good partnership with a big group, big media group, and we're going to build trust with them. All in or nothing, we have to do this.
Essa é a proposta de programa que chegou ao Brasil.
I don't know, I was all the time like if I'm looking behind my shoulder saying I don't think this is gonna work out.
R$1.000 por mês. É a ideia da organização Your Best Life que chegou ao Brasil.
And it didn't work out. We didn't get the results we were expected, which made everything even more difficult.
That is the time when you need the most of like your co-workers, your team, your partners, your family, your everyone. And David got a really good job offer and he had to leave us.
Foi uma decisão difícil, foi uma decisão muito difícil.
Before proving to the rest of the world, you had to do it internally with your team.
E o que o Gui me confessou não foi muito, ele disse que estava a ter dificuldades em gerir as emoções da equipa.
The peak was when PayPal basically froze our account with no previous notice, and we basically ended up with the half of our money frozen for 180 days.
Then you look at your bank account and I kind of realized that all my savings and all the Flying Man money was gone.
So it was very challenging to manage this.
E é num momento desse que você olha e fala, porra, será que eu fiz a coisa certa?
We will have to shut down and
O mundo não para, não é? Só porque temos um projeto mágico e fantástico e meaningful para lançar.
Nesse momento foi muito importante todo mundo manter a calma. Se você se apega no problema, vai ser um problema.
That I had these two screenshots of comments from the community in my desktop, so I could read them over and over again because they were really deep and meaningful, and they kind of reminded why did we start this product in the first place. So I kept motivating myself and the team.
And that trust gave us like a muscle to feel comfortable with the punches in the face, you know.
I'm gonna take so many takeaways from here, and I'm learning so much about teamwork, about passion, about how to overcome obstacles that, I don't know, in 3 months I learned so much more here that I learned in college maybe.
Then we started looking around to all the lives that we were touching, even inside the company.
A partir do momento em que eu entrei aqui, pá, isto mudou, tipo, mudou a minha vida, mas mudou-me a mim.
And that's exactly why we started this in the first place. We kind of forgot that with all these punches along the way. We want to impact and humanize as many lives as possible.
When you travel, literally your brain shifts into a mode where it's grasping for the knowledge that it's acquiring as you're living, a new culture, a new place. Everything is different from your day to day, and with that, you grow.
We needed a credible partner with the same mission as ours, someone fighting the same fight. So we went to New York, chasing our dreams.
I think I was asleep at the time, and Guillermo woke me up like, we did it.
The way that Your Best Life fits very well with Sky Hour is because we kind of, it's a little bit like, okay, we're solving the problem of getting to the destination, they're solving the problem of what do you do at the destination and how does that impact you?
Eu não tenho projetos para melhorar pessoas, para fazer com que as pessoas estejam melhores no mundo. Isto é uma maneira de procurar sentido, procurar significado.
Para mim só ficou claro que isso tudo teria um impacto mesmo quando nós tivemos aqui o breakdown e vieram 2 pessoas
Basically, we're gonna do a life-changing program breakdown, which means we will invite 2 of the community members to come here to our offices and experience a little bit of what the life-changing can be. So
It was actually happening.
Nesses momentos em que eu fui tendo mais certeza de que a decisão que eu tinha feito tinha sido a certa.
Mas eu não achava, a sério, eu não achava mesmo que isto ia ter o retorno desta comunidade.
I think that sometimes as it involves a movement and people moved by purpose, by ideas, by values, it makes me very happy and very satisfied that people are finally seeing what this is and the dimension and the potential that it has.
Agora parece simples, tipo, ok, claro que isto ia dar certo, mas não, eu não achei que isto ia dar certo. Lamento, Guilherme. Aliás, eu falei com ele. O cemitério dos projetos falhados é gigante. É gigante. E nós não estávamos lá.
How do you feel? I mean, you did it.
I guess in a way, yeah, we did it. It was a hell of a journey, but we are not there yet. There's still a long way to go. And this movement is just starting to grow. Hello? Hello?
Hey?
Hello? Hey!
Imagine the transformational power of traveling.
Can you see me?
Now we can. How are you?
Imagine 7 lives just like me and you from completely different backgrounds, but sharing similar values, living real experiences, and growing around the world. Now, imagine getting these news.
You are selected! You're going 6 months around the world!
Wow, right? I mean, don't miss this human experience.
High five! High five!
Still, say yes. And start thinking, reflecting, and even envisioning your own best life. Follow this life-changing journey and how it impacts all these people's lives.
What? No way.
And yours, hopefully. Oh, and one last thing. This is not one of those based on a true story. This is the true story. And it is happening right now.